blessed up, everyone inside the building. Mic check, guys. Let me know if the mic is good. Make sure the mic is good. Make sure the pictures are good as well, man. Big up to everyone inside already. Hope you all blessed, man. Hope you all blessed, man. What time is it? It's just gone half past. All right. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Hey, Liverpool are back again, man. It feels like the games are coming really quickly, man. Honestly, it felt like we played yesterday. I know it was about, 2 days ago, but it felt like it was yesterday still. Got G joining me, K-Mac joining me as well. But I'll wait for the man them to jump in. Big up to the chat, man. Hope you guys are blessed, man. Bonker's already in the building. Big up to you, my bro. Allison could miss out. Yeah, we'll chop that up, man. Bread for life as well. Big up, everyone. Big up, man. Big up, big up, big up, big up, man. Guys, on the way, and you already know what time it is, man. Like the video, share it, subscribe to it. All of that good stuff, man. Retweet it if it's on Twitter. You guys already know, man. Show the love, man. Big up BAZZZ as well in the building. Let's get G in the building, blood. Man, like Geniesta. Is that how you pronounce it? Yeah, Geniesta now. Yeah, is that what you want?
Geniesta, bro. That's the new name. That's the new name, my bro. Come on. You know the vibes. You telling me that, man.
Nah, man. Do you know what? Thinking about the old school ballers, man. We have to do a video of the old school stuff, the nostalgic stuff, man, because
100%.
Yeah, I feel like, bro, we can't really talk about these ballers like how we used to talk about certain man, bro, like dictating and controlling the game, like the Rukwel Mays and the defensive line of Maldini and Nesta and these man around there, Cafu's and Roberto with the outside of the foot strikes, and bro, we can't.
Bro, you got to realize. Sorry, you got to realize. Yeah, like players like Roberto Carlos, like the way man was striking a football. You see when man do it today. Yeah, they got like the new footballs and whatever, like blah blah blah. Bro, man was doing that with the ball was all weighted in that. Like, bro, you don't even know the type of technique you needed on them kind of shots there. Like, bro, honestly,
yeah, Swazzers, bro. Beckham was bending it into the box from like in between the halfway line as whippage.
Bro, madness.
And Ronaldo R9's toes, and then man, they had Figo on the left wing just cooking.
Bro, you know, I was thinking about this here the other day, yeah, and I was like, it's so mad. Obviously, we speak about like strikers and stuff like that, right? Because bless you, and we talk about like the strikers of today, right? And we're always like, yeah, this guy's good and whatever, yeah. But bro, I sit there sometimes and think, bro, understand, yeah, the 20th best striker in whatever, let's say early 2000s, mid 2000s, the 20th best striker will probably be like top 3 striker today. And I'm just like, do you know how crazy that is? Like, do you know how mad that is? If we go through a list of strikers, I'm talking from obviously R9's obviously that he's obviously in the league of his own almost, yeah. But you go all the way down to like Patrick Kluivert and you wouldn't even like, and he's not even considered Trezeguet, like, bro. And he's not even the best. Like, he's like down he's obviously a baller, but he'd be way down the list. But if you put Trezeguet in today's football, bro, we'll be looking at him like, yeah, he needs to cost you 300 million. Mbappe type
without injuries, bro, he would have been done. Bro, signing a player like even David Villa, bro, in this day and age, come on, Christ, bro, this man had the finesse.
Honesty,
technical ability, skillful, left foot, right foot, decent in the air for his height, but an absolute killer, blood.
Bro, even honestly, they just put Oscar Cardozo. I forgot about my man. You know what? Thank you for even reminding me about him. Players like him, he would be considered like, back then you looked at him like, yeah, he was good, yeah, he was calm, because obviously we had bare other strikers. But Oscar Cardozo in today's football, he'd be looked at the same way Gyökeres would be looked at. Same like, oh, yo, he's a dope striker. He's scoring. Like, he's the same kind of type of player, so, sort of thing. Bro, it's done, man. It's done.
Well, you guys already know, man. We always go off on a tangent before we actually get into the topics, man. G, appreciate you taking the time out, though, my bro.
Nah,
G, I will throw it in the chat, but I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, already subscribed to G's channel. If you're not, you man are taking the piss still. Can't lie.
You're taking the piss, yeah.
I'm sure you guys are, man. But I will throw it in the chat at some point. But obviously, it's down in my featured channels as well, man. So please, guys, if you haven't, do so, man. Big up to BAZZZ, man. Appreciate you, bro. Keeping a check on the likes. Guys, man, you already know, man. I hate asking for it, but we know how it works, blood. Like, just like the video, man. Even if you want to put a thumbs down, do that.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah. I'm even here for the thumbs down now. Real talk, I'm here for the thumbs down. Anything.
Don't like it, you like it. If you like, you know what I mean? It's all that. There's a poll in the chat as well, guys, man. What do you guys think the result will be? Obviously, we're going to talk about the press conference. I've taken a couple of talking points for now. We'll talk about the obviously the injuries that we have in the squad as well. We'll also talk about the lineup, and we'll talk about the predicted score, and then we'll give our final thoughts, and then we'll go and do something with our lives. But who else did I not shout? Kingsman in the building as well. Big up, bro. Alexander in the building as well. And Red Armchair in the building as well, man. G, I don't know if you've seen, obviously, Arne Slot's press conference yet. If you haven't, this man is taking a piss, bro. I think he's trying to do little 6 minutes, minimum 10, and then he's starting at 9 a.m. in the morning, bro. And then everyone else has to get up early to come and watch it or get there, bro. He doesn't want to be in there long to speak. He just wants to kind of get on with his job, which I like. It's good, man. Don't want to be in front of the cameras. First port of call, man. The first question, man, just threw out there, man, it was about Nunes, bro. Man just said,
yeah, I started busting up.
Yes. Like, yo, where are you guys getting these questions from, bro? Are you guys listening to like content creators, what's going on Twitter, the social environment, and then just throwing questions there? Darwin Nunes always gets brought up in it, but man asked about his confidence, you know, when will he be given his opportunity? From my take, man, all man said, listen, man, he just has to work hard. As long as he works hard, there's plenty of games, he will be given his opportunity. I think that's a fair answer. He also said he's happy with what Diogo is doing at the moment, which is fine. Obviously, that's the manager. Us as fans, we can debate and whether, you know, what performances or what and stuff like that. But he's currently happy with Diogo doing what he's doing. What did you take from it, bro? Like, that's not the first question you throw into a press conference. Yo, what's going on now? Nunes, what is he gonna play? It was
kind of, as a first question, it's kind of weird. I like it'll be interesting. Obviously, I've never been to a press conference. I kind of know how they run, but I've never been, so I don't know. Does he like who's in charge of pointing out who asked questions, all that kind of stuff? But listen, it doesn't even matter. But to get that as your first question, it was a bit of a madness, in my personal opinion, because with those kind of questions, like I say, like you just said, bro, it's like man's watching what we're doing kind of thing. Or even if you're not necessarily, well, you'd have to be watching, but also trying to kind of gauge what is the talking points in and around the fan base on social media, in terms of, because people have been speaking about Darwin Nunes potentially getting a chance, Diogo Jota not really being, performance-wise anyway, not really being that good in our eyes. Obviously, the manager got different ideas, but in our eyes, I don't think he's been that good, you know, in these last couple of games. So are they just throwing it in there because then it creates a talking point, but then they don't know that Slot is on? Like, bro, I didn't even tune into the live thing. I went on Liverpool's social YouTube. It said 15 minutes. I was like, right, that's a quick press conference. And like the whole 15 minutes is just obviously
6, bro. Normally 6 to 9 minutes. I'm seeing, but man, just bam, bam, man, 3-4 question, gone.
In and out, yeah. And I was like, right, okay. But listen, as you say, the same as me. I prefer it that way. But listen, man, if he prefers Diogo Jota, he prefers Diogo Jota. I think it's just one of them ones. It's something I was thinking about was it's all at this point, and obviously it's only 5 games, so I guess I will know more after like 20 games, for example. But at the moment, it's looking like it's heading down the route of how I had to rate Firmino. I didn't rate Firmino as like a top striker in terms of goals. I didn't say, oh yeah, this guy's gonna get me 25 goals. Like, you couldn't rate him like that because that's not what he was there for. Is Diogo Jota entering into that type of realm? Then now I'm gonna have to start looking at Salah, Diaz, Gakpo, and Nunes when he comes off the bench or whatever. Am I gonna have to start looking at them as, okay, this is where we're looking at you guys to get the goals and this guy to be the facilitator? Maybe that's just how we're gonna have to start judging him, because there's gonna have to come some type of transition. Don't get twisted though. I still expect Diogo Jota. I think K-Max said it the other day about how many big chances he's had. I still think, you know, he should be getting you know, more goals with the chances he's had. I think 5 or 6 big chances. So, you know, I'm still gonna look at him, because I still looked at Firmino like, yo, like, I need you to, you know what I mean, to get more goals at times. But yeah, man, I think we just gotta wait and see on that one and see how it kind of pans out. But it is a little bit unfair, I do think, on a Nunes to maybe not have started a game yet, maybe Forest. And listen, he might start tomorrow. We're not
Maybe
psychic.
it's this
We
one.
have,
We don't know.
yeah, exactly. We don't know until the lineup obviously comes out. So he might actually start. But if he doesn't start, then there has to be there's obviously a reason. So there's clearly something Jota's doing for the team that tells the manager, yo, I want this, and only he is doing this. So that's why Nunes obviously can't, break into the team just yet.
Fair enough, man. Bless up to honesty, man. Said bless up the man them blessed on this Friday. Now we're all good, man.
Yeah,
Chilling, broski, you know what I mean? Roy Mackay as well. Do you know what? Big up my boy Mike, because this man, when we used to play LMA manager, yeah, this man used to be like Roy Mackay always. This man was a gunman. Any chance in front of goal on LMA? Yeah, Roy Mackay buried.
Facts.
AZ 100. Big up, bro. Hope you're well, man. Hope you guys are good. Musa in the building. No more loss again until January.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so.
Let's see. Cameron in the building. Bloody Ali is injured again. Angel in the building as well. Big up, guys, man. I hope you guys are blessed. Any questions you guys have, man, I'll try and answer as many of them as well. Let me bring K-Mac in. Big up K-Mac, bro. He's in.
Big up K-Mac.
How we doing?
Good, man.
I've just heard the Ali stuff. Bloody hell.
Yeah, we will talk about the injuries. Another thing. Okay, the other thing was the Ali. I might as well get into it then. The Allison one. They asked about, Ali, and he said he feels something, in the muscular area. But obviously now we know it's the hamstring, which we know, bro. It's always a Travella pass hamstring, or it's a mad pass into midfield hamstring, or a long kick up the field hamstring, or in training hamstring. I don't know. I'm calm. I'm in a position where I'm really calm about it. I'm like, oh, he's injured. Oh, Keller will come in. I'm good.
Can we just can we do what do you remember like the old school centre backs used to take the goal kicks for the goalkeepers? Can't we just do that with Ali now?
No,
like,
I think
we just have our defenders taking the goal kicks.
To be fair though, we give it to Verge. Verge passes it to Ali, and then Ali does something with it. So to be fair,
can you stop passing the ball, Ali? Stop kicking the ball. Just use your hands. You're really good with them.
Said he felt it before, obviously, the AC. So he must have been in the Forest game. Then he might have felt something and then played and said he felt a bit more. But it's fine. We've got an adequate replacement in terms of Kelleher. So we kind of know where that's going. He did say in the press conference we'll see about training, but I don't know if I've not seen anything about him being in training today. So I'd assume at this moment in time that Kelleher will play. Are we cool with that? We good with Kelleher stepping in?
Yeah, Bournemouth at home. Yeah, fine with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with him stepping in. I'm just not fine with Ali being injured.
I'm not fine with him stepping in and staying in. But yeah,
it's like, bro,
go ahead, bro.
Keep getting. No, as I say, you can't keep getting injured like this, Ali, man. What's going on, bro? You get what I'm trying to say? It's just constant, bro. It's constant. Last season, he missed, I can't remember how many games he missed, and Keller obviously stepped in.
2 months.
2 months of football. That's for a goalkeeper to constantly be this.
261 days injured so far for Ali.
In his whole Liverpool career.
Yeah, it would be across his
yeah, you see, that's a long time. That's almost a year. Do you get what I'm saying? That's close to a year of football that this guy is, is missing, bro.
Hang on a minute. Can we just roll that back again? How many days?
269 days.
Okay, that's only a little bit less than Jota. And we're talking about Jota being crocked and being an injury-prone player. I'm sorry, Ali's injury-prone. Isn't that more than Canate?
He always gets one a season. He always gets one a season. And but it's after City or after one of the meaty teams, where you don't expect anything, and then he's like, "Oh, I landed on his shoulder and train." Like, bro, how you landing? I obviously diving and stuff, but he's always picking up these mad injuries a season.
They're not even like concussion or broken fingers or no. It's the hamstring, just over and over again. So we know what it is.
What is it?
Wow.
And then there was another comment that Arne Slot made. I want to know what you guys in the chat think about it as well. Big up to Promo, big up to Jerry in the building. Jay, if you're free, let me know, bro. I don't know if you're out running or doing something madness still. So let me know.
If you're out running.
Yeah, right. Callum, big up to yourself as well, man. Hope you're good. And then Lois in the building. More negativity about Salah today. And bro, it's never negative, man. I'm just, you know what I mean? I just speak my mind. That's why I created a channel, so I can speak my mind whenever I feel like it. And you know what I mean? But it's all positive stuff today. It's no negativity, man. The other thing that the comment he made was, I prefer to play against the low block. We have more the ball in and around the box or in and around the areas. I don't know. I've never heard a manager say prefer to play against a low block. Normally the low block's like, you man are some idiots, blood. Or you man sitting back, just play football, innit? But he said, I prefer to play against it. Why do you think that is, you?
I think it's because he's a manager who likes to have the ball and be able to dictate what's kind of going on in the game, in any kind of position. So I guess for him, it's like, as long as we remember, we're not like it's not like before where it's more about counter attack, and when the opposition has the ball, that's almost when Liverpool were most effective, when the opposition had the ball, right?
Yeah.
Whereas now it is more about we need the ball to be able to dictate, you know, kind of what's going on and etc. The only problem I guess you have is that against those kind of teams, I just don't think Liverpool have that kind of player to be able to just kind of unlock, you know, a defense, you know, so to speak. And also as well, it's not just one player, because one player can't always be available, but it is just really about, are we creating enough patterns for us to be able to kind of, you know, score some of the goals? Because it's not going to necessarily always be just about one player. It is going to be about the team and how we move the other team around, and also patience from Liverpool. I think Liverpool as a team, we need to start learning to have a bit more patience. We're learning, we're getting there, but we do need to have a tad bit more patience. Slot has said repeatedly this season, in like interviews and stuff like that I've heard, and he's kept saying, we keep trying to look to bring the ball forward quickly. It's always about getting the ball as fast as possible to the forward line. For whatever reason, if you want to say because of the old regime, whatever, either way, it's still happening now. And that's obviously, we still just need to learn. We don't need to get the ball to the forward line quick. There's 90 minutes to score a goal. You do not have to score in the 2nd minute, the 3rd minute. You can score in the 88th minute. But it's about having patience, trust what the manager is asking or has asked you to do, and we'll get that goal if you believe in what the manager's telling you to do, because there's no way you look at the team and say, oh, well, they don't have quality. Like, you have the quality. It's just about, but be patient with it and you'll get there. I just think we're still learning to be patient. Whereas an Arsenal or a City, from when I've watched them in the last, like say, City for the last 5-6 seasons and Arsenal in the last 2, they're the best teams at just being patient. Brother, we saw the game yesterday with Arsenal and Atalanta. Like, Arsenal were just chilling. Like, it didn't seem like there was any real urgency kind of thing. Yes, they could have lost and whatever, blah, 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 but they got the point in the end. Manchester City, again, against Inter Milan, it's just about every time I'm watching them, they were just, they never got frustrated. Obviously, maybe towards the end, you start to get a little bit frustrated, but even when they were being frustrated, there was like a level of patience within that. Like, they were still doing the same passing moves, knocking the ball around, players moving. Foden could have scored if he had just put it either side of the goalkeeper, you know, all of these little things, you know, and then all of a sudden the result changes. Patience, guys. Like, you'll get the goal at some point in time. Maybe, obviously, it's not guaranteed, but just be patient, man. So that's kind of my thing.
K-Mac, what do you think? Obviously, Christian here is saying that he lacks the personnel, to be honest. What do you think? Because obviously, Arne Slot is saying that he prefers the low block. What's your opinion on that? And obviously, what's your opinion on Christian's comment? And big up to Bayesian as well in the chat.
So this game coming up, this is a really big test for Slot, because this is the first time we've done a European game and then a Premier League game straight afterwards, like the 3-day break. Well, it's more than 3 days, but that break, and we've already seen the problems we had when we did the international break coming into the first game that we had after the international break. So that was the first challenge for Slot, and unfortunately he failed, because he did. Like, he made some poor substitutions, and I think he made a couple of poor decisions with playing some players that were just baggaged. Like, they were just cooked because of the traveling and because of the games that they just played. This is another big test. So it's Bournemouth at home. It's at home. So was the Forest, though, and this has got a shorter break, which is only 4 days. We've got a really good record against Bournemouth. and we need to kind of just look into what we've done previously. You know, we've met 14 times in the league. We've scored 43 goals. We've netted 13 out of the 14 league encounters, and we've also won 9 out of the last 10 games at Anfield against them, and they got 1 draw. So on paper, this should be a gimme. This should be an easy game. However, it sometimes doesn't work out like that.
Nope.
So I think he really needs to look at the squad and look at who is fit and who is really ready for this game. And I agree with what you said, G, and at the start. I think Nunes needs to start. Like, I think Nunes needs to start getting some games. Otherwise, we've got an £84 million problem. Because if he's not playing, then there's going to be chatter, and he's going to throw his toys out the pram, so to speak. And we don't need that. But I think he needs to get a game now. And even Chiesa, like we've had Chiesa now for for how many games? Like five games, and he's played like 3 minutes. So
he still has to get
some other players now. Yeah.
No, not fair. No, there. You know, fair there.
Yeah, I'm there. What's going on?
No. So I got, obviously, I don't know if you've seen Slot's press conference, but he was talking about he prefers to play against the low block because obviously he has more of the ball. But I'm looking at like their players in it. You got Semenyo, you got Tavernier, you got Sinisteri. They've got these wingers that can just cook, man. And if they sit in a low block and then counter attack, that's where we found ourselves kind of unstuck against Forest. But what's your thoughts on obviously that comment about the low block thing, and obviously what's your thoughts on them wingers I just mentioned?
Obviously, them wingers they can obviously, you got Clivert, you got Semenyo, you got Sinistera, you've got a few players, Tavernier, that can obviously kill you on the counter. But the way you got to look at it is City get countered, Arsenal get countered because they've got the ball, right? But if those teams are only getting 1 or 2 or even 3 chances in the game, right, to counter you, and apart from that, you're dominating the game, they're not going to, I mean, it's very unlikely that they score from every chance, right? Yeah. Especially if you can defend properly. If you've got 60, 70% of the ball and you're in their half dominating, you should be able to go and come out and win that game. If you can't win that game, then obviously there's a massive, massive problem. Like, just from a Liverpool perspective. So from his standpoint, it's like, yeah, as G said, he wants to keep the ball, but it's also cool playing a low block, because the way we play, we want to play through. We want to play through the team. We're not playing around the team. So like a Klopp as an example, that would have preferred spacing behind for Nunes to run in behind, Salah to run in behind, and Trent to get wide, and Robertson to get wide to put balls into the box, and you need space to be able to do that. A City love it when a team sits back against them. City don't like it when a team goes like tries to push them, because that's when you can go and really get at them. Klopp was really, really good against City and Guardiola because we went at them, we pressed, we weren't just sitting back. The teams that sat back are always the teams that just got peppered and got bodied, and you just knew it was just inevitable. And you want to get to a point where when teams are sitting back, we're not as fans thinking, oh, we're not going to be able to break them down. It should just be, it's a matter of time. It's not going to be that chance. Yeah, it's fine. We got, as G said, be patient. We've got 90 minutes in the game. Sit back from the first minute then. You're just giving us 90 minutes to go and break you guys down, and we've got the ability and the tactical know-how to do so. So I kind of get it from that point, but obviously it's just a different style. The players, like they're dangerous, innit? They can be dangerous, but look, every team in the Premier League is going to have players that are dangerous, innit? Delap proved to be a bit dangerous. You've got obviously Tavernier and Sinistera, Clivert that can be dangerous as well for Bournemouth, Semenyo. Nottingham Forest are dangerous players, and Hudson-Odoi and Elanga. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of teams in the Premier League, a majority of teams are going to have dangerous players. It's just about how do you navigate that and controlling the ball and keeping the ball and not giving it away cheaply, and preventing those counter-attacks as much as possible by just being sensible with the ball. Means that if you've got the quality of Liverpool, you should be able to go and beat these teams. That's why, obviously, the Nottingham Forest game for us was a bit like, wow, because we dominated the ball, but we just kept giving it away. Whereas if we can just keep it in those areas and not force it, I think we'll be fine.
They've got, 1 win, 2 draws and a loss so far. And the 1 win was against Everton when they were losing 2-0, and they came back and obviously won that game 3-2. But G, what are you thinking, bro? Like,
there's a few of those games though, that they didn't deserve to lose. Like they play they play themselves in games. Like they just don't finish enough, and they've just lost a big player as well, by the way, in Solanke. And even Nielsen hasn't been great for them, to be fair. Like he's missed a lot of chances. We need to make sure he's quiet. I've got a bus, man, but I'll be back in like a bit. Okay.
All right, bro.
All right.
What are you thinking, G? With that kind of, they sit 11th at the moment in the table. 1 win, 2 draws, and a win, and that's the win against Everton I mentioned. But they have got some decent players that could, you say, hurt Liverpool if they do what they need to do.
Yeah, I think Clement's right though. To be fair, the Chelsea game, I don't think they deserve to lose that game. I think they were the better team overall when I watched that one, and they're just a bit unlucky. But Chelsea got quality players. You know, I mean, you can bring Sancho off the bench and stuff. You know, these kind of things can change games, right? Yeah, it's kind of like what Jerry said. It's like obviously every team in the Premier League has got players in it, like who can hurt you at any given moment in time. So man can't disrespect anybody really in the Premier League unless it's like Luton, and even they, yeah, I mean, caused us problems last season, right? So it's a tricky one, but I think like it depends on how they kind of set up. And like I said, it just comes down to Liverpool just being patient and, you know, understanding that the time will come and not being bogged down by the goal has to be now. Like I said, there is 90 minutes. So, and this is basically this is off the fact of what happened to Nottingham Forest. For all I know, Bournemouth ain't going to play that way. If Bournemouth don't play that way, it might be a different game. We win 5-0 and everyone's, you know, happy about it, right? But it just really depends on how Bournemouth. I think this game is more about how Bournemouth set up than really Liverpool, to be honest with you, because I think if they go down that Forest route, then yeah, it's going to be problematic for Liverpool because we saw what that looks like in terms of unless we've learned our lesson. But if they don't and they come out at us, then yeah, I feel like we should be able to pop them 7s. You know what I mean? Like it should be like how it was when we slapped them at Anfield a while back, you know, kind of thing. It really just depends. But they're a good passing team. They like to press high as well. So could that be a problem? That might be better for us because if they do come out at us, then we, you know what I mean, we're good on the counter and stuff like that. So honestly, it just depends. But remember, Nottingham Forest were clever though. Yeah. Alanya and Callum Hudson-Odoi didn't start the game because that's not what he was trying to do, even though he had those players available to play. He understood that, and this is probably where Solanke would have helped, is that I've got a striker who can do the doggy work for me, for example, if you want to call it that, or do the grunt work, you know, up front. Then you've got the player in behind him, Morgan Gibbs-White, who's going to act as like my support striker, but also come back into the midfield, help out. Then you've got, what's his name, Yates in there in the middle, who's just going to be an absolute animal, you know, in there. Whether it's, you know, fouling, you know, disrupting play, he's going to do that. They've got Lewis Cook, who I think is a decent, like, little player for them. I think it's Ryan Christie as well. He's, again, another decent player for them, so he might do that job. And then it's just about really what their front four, you know, decide to do. But if he doesn't, say, for example, he says, you know what, Semenyo on the bench. If you see Semenyo on the bench, I'll know immediately, okay, this is what he's trying to do. Straight away, you'll know, okay, he's trying to sit back. Because you otherwise you wouldn't play, you know what I mean, you just play Semenyo. But if he starts him, it might be a different game. And he's going to probably try and play a little bit of football.
For them, that's my favorite player for them.
Like he's impressed me. I didn't rate him before, I can't even lie, but yeah, in the last season anyway.
From the first game, bro, when he cooked up, man, I said, yo, nah, this view is cold still.
No, he's honestly he's definitely impressed me in this kind of period that he's been in the Premier League. But players like Kluivert are going to be important for them, man, because Kluivert can ghost in games. This brother can just be missing for time. So he's going to need to make sure he does a job. You know, Tavernier is a decent little player, but again, he's going to need to make sure he's on job. But, you know, if they're on job, we need to make sure that we're above that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So unless we do that.
The Kluivert one's mad, you know, because that brother's got so much ability. You see it, yeah?
Yeah.
It's like he ain't got the mentality or the hunger to be that guy because he's come from everything. His dad did it. Like his dad done everything. So it's like, I
made it, but you know,
I made it before. I mean, I didn't have to play football to make it. Like,
he played for Ajax and all that, Roma. Like he's played for big clubs. Like
I'm telling you, I'm guarantee if you just saw him, you'd be like, bro, this brother's got ability, but he just hasn't got that hunger. So he's not gonna be like a Semenyo where he's come from the dirt in it, like the dirt of English football. Do you know what I mean? Ain't had a sniff at international football anywhere up until we came to the Prem and Ghana just had to get some breaders in for the World Cup quick. You know, he got that call up, and now he's doing well, man. So now they got players. I don't know. I'm not really. It's not even like it's not a big game, man. You just got to order a thing, innit? You just got to just do your thing and win the game. Like it's just a weekend fixture. Like I'm not like literally. If Liverpool do their business on the counter attack, they're going to be better than Bournemouth. On the ball, they should be better than Bournemouth. So if they play half decent, they'll win the game, in my opinion, innit? Like that's just the way I look at it. Like I don't know what Bournemouth can do to really threaten, apart from hitting us on a counter. They ain't gonna dominate the ball. They're not that fantastic at set pieces.
Could be this one here, what Callum said about the Bournemouth back line isn't as good as Forest.
As a unit, no, they're not. As individuals, I feel like it's probably kind of even though.
They're under different managers, isn't it?
Yeah,
under different managers. So you know, Nuno's a bit more defensively solid. Like he's a keeper by trade. He gets distances. He likes his 5 at the back, like he did at Wolves. Do you know what I mean? Iraola's a bit more expansive, isn't it? So they have a problem. Hold on, didn't they get packed by Chelsea?
No, it was only 1-0.
It's only 1-0. And
that's what I'm saying. They played better in that game. That they fully played better in that game.
Okay.
Well, I'll answer that one. That's man. That's it. Ronaldinho someplace for Burnley. Thoughts. I didn't even know.
I saw that. I was busting. I was like,
yeah, he does. Yeah.
Man said he. Did you guys see this comment, bro? Man said he said, Rafael Leao played like he was in an induced coma, bro, in that first 40 minutes.
Do you was mad?
That's so deep, bro. I thought I was like, raw.
But my man's. That's my point. You know, like he's fast. He's not great, like he's not great fundamentally. So when you're playing against an elite team, like those different, like that touch, or do you know what I mean? Like it's so important. It's so important. So yeah, there's that one time where he runs at Gomez and kind of just flings him over. Cool, like that's his bag. But the other stuff is poor, man. He's poor. He's a poor player, bruv.
Yeah, but he is on his day, bro. I feel like he just chooses when he wants to turn it on.
Yeah, man.
But I've seen the poor performances, and I'm like, bro, like, come on, man. But when he's on it,
it's on his day, yeah. Look. So when we break it down, yeah, he's like another player. Man's tall, he's fast, he's strong, he's got ability to have the little jinky majinky. He got a shot on him. He should be one of the best players in the world. Like, just he should. Like, there's no like Haaland. I'm not surprised he's one of the best players in the world. Physically, he's just better than everyone else. This is a brother that could physically be better than everyone else, and he's putting up performances like that. And this isn't the first time. I saw this in the World Cup. I saw this in the Euros. I saw this. Anytime I see this brother play, he's poor. It's only in highlights I see him doing the madness and on FIFA. Kid you not.
Big up to say as well. Honestly, love for the love, man. He put everyone's channel in the chat as well, man. And then I saw the bit about Trent trying to buy Nantes, bro, in France. I don't know, this man's doing his entrepreneur thing, bro. He just wants to, he's involved in Formula One now. He wants to buy a football team.
All I'm saying,
I rate it, man. I rate it.
You see that contract that Liverpool are trying to offer, man?
Yeah.
There's probably a reason why. Yeah, there's probably a reason why he ain't signed that contract yet, bro. Because remember, we're only just finding out about this now. I don't know business like that, but I'm going to assume this has been in the works for time.
He said from before the summer. From
before the summer. Do you get what I'm saying? So if that's the case, let's just say Trent already knew, okay, cool. I wanna obviously buy this football club. It's gonna cost me X amount. So was it 140 million, I think, euros kind of thing. Yeah, you see that contract that you lot are trying to offer me? See Madrid, they've told me that they'll give man 450 to 500 bags a week. So obviously I'm trying to buy a football club at the same time. So I need it to make sense. Ultimately. So whatever contract Liverpool were going to offer, yeah, they need to just change that and maybe just add an extra 20 to 30,000, on that amount, whatever that amount.
I don't think that'll be enough. 20 to 30,000.
And I don't even think that's going to be enough,
change, bruv. If he's getting two, they need to double it. If he's getting, he needs a 4.
One second, big up to Promo and honestly, I did see that Pierce said it ain't true. But I'm like, this is not something you just really make up from out of nowhere, bro. Whether it's
Yeah. Like, bro,
it's-
made up.
Why am I believing Pierce? Is he like brethren with Trent? Like, why am I believing Pierce?
Bro, Bun Pierce, anyways, bro.
Bro.
Like, from when he's like getting all the shit news, like he finds out about like the under 21s and you know that kind of news and that like where they give him the leftover news and that. Hey, bro, I'm not listening to what Pierce has got.
Yeah, like Liverpool got a new groundsman and that, you know.
yeah. He'll give you that kind of news, like they're giving him that kind of stuff. Like, he's not allowed in the press conference, and even when he was allowed, Slot was even getting on to him as well. It's like Slot got the memo, like, bro, don't give him too much, like, you know what I'm saying? Just give him, let him know that we got a new canteen lady, like that kind of stuff. He can break that news still.
That's crazy, bro. Whether he buys
84 million. 84 million, I'm reading.
Said it was 100 million, but yeah, it could be
euros, 100 million
100
euros.
million euros.
Yeah.
84 million to control Nantes.
But what's the one that Mbappe is or has bought or was trying to buy?
Isn't it? Is it Troyes? Is it club he came from? Is it the club he came from?
Troyes, okay, Troyes, yeah. Yeah, wait. These men are looking at some of these clubs and saying, you know what? I could buy this club. You know what's so crazy for a player who's currently still playing and still young as well, by the way, in both Mbappe and Trent, to be looking at clubs to be like, yeah, I'll buy that club. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know how crazy that is? Like, Beckham had to wait until he retired before he started owning.
Trying to make them moves, bro. Early G, man. Saying, listen, got the money in the bank. Let me make them moves. But listen, big up to Kels, man. She ain't been feeling too great of recent. But Kels, hope you're feeling better, love, man. And big up to you, man.
And I just sent you a video from Pierce.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Pierce.
So let me see, bro.
I sent it to you.
You'll have heard FSG will be selling for 2 million. I know, man. Big up to Sideline as well. I don't know if they will ever sell, bro. They're chilling right now.
All right, I've just done a mad calculation, okay? I've just done a calculation, okay? So if you're working out Trent's wages, yeah, you're working out Trent's wages. I just thought I'd do this on me. So I've just done a calculation on my phone. So if you're working out Trent's wages, and obviously you get a lot of tax in the UK, yeah? He's earned about 13 million in total in his career at Liverpool. So how's he buying Nantes for 84?
He has an investment group. So what I read was there's an investment.
Even if he's like saving like 80% of his wages, which he probably isn't.
No, but K-Mac, he wouldn't be buying it. Like no owner buys a club with cash like that. You know, it's all on credit. It's all on credit. So he's
So
he's on 13 million, but they obviously assess that asset. You have a obviously purchasing group or investment group. They'll be valued at a certain amount, and then they'll be able to go and purchase that on a credit basis. So it'll be like a mortgage, essentially. That's what it is. It's not.
I saw something about it being like an investment fund funded by from his dad's investment fund as well. So his father is going to be involved within this as well.
Bring in the family, bro.
And he ain't got no kids. He ain't got no kids, by the way. So you know what I mean. He's in a position right now. It's not like he has kids, and maybe he wouldn't do this kind of thing just yet. Like he might wait until he's got a bigger kind of role, would I say, or more money. But
hang on a minute. I see where this is coming from. So this is connected to Formula One, by the way, the Alpine team. He's mad in his Formula One, isn't he? He's mad into his Formula One.
Yeah.
So he's probably going to buy shares. Yeah, it's to do with Alpine F1 because they own a majority stake. He's considered buying AS. Okay, it's not the only club, by the way. Trent considered buying Saint Etienne, and obviously now he's linked with Nantes and also Le Havre. He's been interested in either three of those clubs.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is as well? He just looked at it as well, and obviously he's been in the Liverpool model. He seems like a smart individual. He's like, all right, cool. Like Liverpool are operating on this, like obviously for profit, or this kind of like break profit organization where it's a business, right? How can we go and operate that at like a Nantes or a Le Havre or a Troyes or whatever that might not be able to, won't ever really compete like that, but can potentially produce some players and keep the books balanced and obviously make a profit and then potentially sell on the clubs once it's a profitable business. And that's the way he'll be looking at it, because he's not, these guys aren't going to go and buy like, do you know what I mean, a United or a Chelsea where you need to win now and all of that. They're buying teams. He's looking at teams that are just, you know, bruv, you don't know if they're relegated, if they've been promoted, if they, do you know what I mean? They're just lingering about League somewhere in it, whether it's the second division, first division. They ain't really going to challenge the top teams, but you can go and create a model that's sustainable, that increases the value of the club, and then you can sell it on for someone else to take the team to the next level.
That's a good try.
And he also owns a recruitment agency, doesn't he? For kids, for footballers.
Man, what you guys thinking now? Zubimendi back on. Apparently he's not happy, bro. But I heard that it's fake news. He's still happy. I don't know, bro. You man still want this brother at the club, bro? And still
I don't.
I do.
I don't. The whole idea of like the intangibles, you know, like just wanting a team ethic and a team bond and stuff. I don't want a brother here that just didn't want to come and that was like essentially just played us about. That's how it looks. Obviously, we don't know the ins and outs. Maybe it wasn't that. Maybe Liverpool never even put in a bid. Like maybe it was just all fake news. But based on what we've seen, Liverpool are probably interested. Richard Hughes is twerking for him. He says yes and then changes his mind. Cool. Change your mind now. Because guess what? Real Madrid are never going to come for you now, bro. You're going to end up at like Real Betis. Do you know what I mean? Just wanting to change of scenery. That's what it's going to be. Good player. It's not the end of the world, innit? He's not the best player in the world. It's not like a must-have. I'd hope there's other players that can do the role that he wants to do if Liverpool think Grav and Co are not good enough for what he wants.
Yeah. Ian came out. What are you guys thinking? What are you guys thinking?
No, I want him. And for a guy that it's that hard for him to leave his current club shows that he's really loyal to the cause, and that's exactly what we want at Liverpool. And all that stuff about him regretting the move. Of course, he bloody regrets the move. The club he's playing for are crap. He's been battered in all their games. Like he's probably sat there now going, "Are these mountains that good?"
Yeah, but he knew that. So if he jumps now, then he's actually not loyal because he needs to stay. He could have left when the times were good. Instead, he's leaving when the times are bad. That's someone that's disloyal, in my opinion. That's if you're leaving.
I'm fickle. I'm fickle, Jerry. Sorry on that one. I'm fickle with this guy. I'd take this guy.
That's fair, but I'm saying you can't use the loyalty narrative because the loyalty for me is that when things are going rocky, you stick by someone, innit? That's what I would look at. Rocky that are coming out saying it's garbage. You guys are rubbish. Now I need to bounce. You could have bounced last season when the things were calm. They'd have got peas and tried to improve the team. Heck, the team might have even been a bit better.
They couldn't get anyone in though, and that's the reason why. Like I think that is basically the reason why he's literally given his team 6 months to get a replacement. Because he is integral to that team, like literally, like everything just runs around him, like it really does. And he actually rang up Edwards Hughes and apologized. Like that is true. Like that is actually true. That did happen. Like,
so he's a pussy as well. You can't even stand on business. You can't make a decision and just run with it. That's even worse. Get him out, man. Get him out, man.
Man, so you can't even stand on business, man. Oh shit.
Brutal.
No, I was just gonna say, no, listen, look, he's a good player, man. But I do agree with what Jerry said in terms of he's not an end of the world player where you're like, oh, fuck's sake, why didn't you just get him in? Like, you know, that kind of guy. If he was, then I'll be like, bro, I don't care about loyalty and all that. I just want the player. Do you know what I mean? I'm not really too fussed. I think loyalty's in football is very overrated. So I'm not really too fussed about his loyalty side. But yeah, the club should be able to find, you know what? I say that, and Jerry said that, but with the way that the club moved in the summer, it didn't seem like there was bare options in their eyes that could just come in and, you know what I mean, improve the team, so to speak. So, I mean, it might change in 12 months, by the way, of course. But at this moment in time, I don't know, man. Just got to wait and see. I don't think he moves in January anyway. I think I don't see Liverpool even going in for him in January. I think that'll be more of a summer deal, if anything. Unless we get injuries, then we might look at it. But I don't see him moving mid-season. That would have just defeated the whole point in why did you stay in the first place? Like, to wait 6 months. Like, what the hell was waiting 6 months going to do? Like, what are you gaining waiting 6 months? Let's say Real Sociedad were top of the league in January. So what? Like, you know, even if they're bottom of the league, it makes no difference where they are. Like, I just think you wait until the end of the season and then yeah, you take stock from there. Maybe he just didn't want to leave, family reasons like that. We have no idea why he just wasn't on leaving, but I'm not going to hold that against him, to be honest with you. I'm just like, bro, if you didn't want to leave, you didn't want to leave, you know, then. But things change. You know what I mean? If you know the team still got interest in you come a year later, you have that whole year to kind of prep for that. Kids going to school, setting things up. Move might have been a bit too sudden. He's been there since he was however old. Like, there's too many factors that come into play with these kind of things. So,
Just mad though. He's getting a pay increase. He's playing at a better level. Like, we're talking like he's moving across the world, like he's coming from South America. Bruv, on his weekdays off, he can take a quick flight back to Spain, bruv, and just
look at those mountains.
Enough money to be able to go and do that. It's a 2-hour flight. It's longer to drive down, which sometimes Liverpool do, from Liverpool to London. Sometimes you've got to do that coach journey or take that train journey. It's the same time. So guess what? If you wanted to, you could have easily done that. He didn't come from South America. I ain't come from Japan, Australia, where it's like halfway across the world. That I ain't gonna come back here. For me, again, if Liverpool, from his perspective, if Liverpool are interested, then yeah, cool. He can entertain that if he changes his mind. I'm just saying for Liverpool, we shouldn't be like a team that like someone rejects us and we're still there like for them. I don't think we should ever move like that, no matter how good ex-player is going to be. Do you know what I mean? If he tried to push through a move and they kind of didn't allow him to leave, like Virgil van Dijk or whatever else, then that's a different story. Yeah, bring the player in because he's showing you that he wants to come. I don't want the guy now, man. Like, honestly, we might as well wait and find someone else. I don't know how much does this Zubimendi guy move the needle. I'm not even sure. I'm not sure.
But it's like
good in it. So,
but it's like Thiago, for example. Thiago's kids, they still go to they're starting school in England. He hasn't moved them back to Spain.
I think,
do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, it's not just easy. Otherwise, he could have just gone back to Spain with his kids. But he's decided that you know what I mean. So I feel like it's not easy.
I don't agree with you. I really don't agree with you. Like, seriously, like I think we're looking at this from a view that like Liverpool are this incredible team, like, because they weren't, because we got a new manager, we got new coaches, we got new everything. Like it is literally a transition period, like, to a lot of people that see it from the outside. But Basque players hardly ever move. That is just a fact.
True. Yeah,
like,
true.
I think the last Basque player that came to the Premier League was the goalkeeper that Chelsea signed for like 90 million. Something mad like that. Like, seriously, they just don't move clubs. Basque players, they really don't. So for us to get as close as we did, I think this is a Virgil van Dijk thing. I do. I think it's like, just wait another 6 months and then we'll just get it done. And we signed Virgil van Dijk in January, didn't we?
Yeah, but he wanted to go though, and in Southampton,
this guy wants to come. This guy wants to come, Jerry. Like we would not have gone through everything that we went through.
So why
this
didn't
guy hadn't have wanted to come?
So why didn't he?
That last PowerPoint presentation
because the club turned around and said the only reason the only way you're getting out of this club is if you put in a transfer request, and he didn't want to do that because he didn't want to end. Just like we talk about Trent, yeah, we talk about Trent. Like, is he going to taint his career by going on a free or putting in a transfer request? Like, he's the same. He's been at the club since he was a kid. Like, he is literally. I can't remember what they call him. They call him something like, he's got a nickname. Like he is like the whole club, and he's a captain. He's always available. He always plays. Like, for him to put in a transfer request must be a really huge thing, and especially when Basque players don't leave bloody clubs. So I think we're looking at it from a different angle. I think we're looking at it like this is just a normal player, like this is just a normal club. It's just not like that with those players. Like Nico Williams didn't move. Like, every club in the world wanted Nico Williams, but he's still there. Like, and he hasn't got a pay rise and he hasn't got a new contract. Like, he's still there. Like, it's really difficult to get these guys out of the clubs. He turned down Arsenal, turned down Bayern Munich, turned down Barcelona, Zubimendi. We get him in January. I'm buzzing. I really am.
None of them's been back in for him though, but we might be. All right, but let's get to it, man. Let's get to that team prediction lineup. Guys in the chat, man, love for the love. Like the video. if you haven't, and also throw your team lineup in as well, man. Obviously, we now know that Alisson's injured, the little hamstring thing. Crazy, but it is what it is. So we know that Kelleher's going to be in goal. You man cool with Kelleher starting in goal? G and K-Mac was fine. Jerry cool?
There ain't no one else, to be fair. So he's the only option we got.
Got Yaros. Throw him in there. Kelleher said he wants.
Sorry, is Alisson actually injured?
So
Yeah.
What he said in the press conference that he's carrying an injury, which we know is the hamstring now. But he said if he trains today, then he can obviously play tomorrow. But I haven't seen anything with Alisson in training today, so most likely he's not going to play. So it'll be Kelleher.
I thought you were talking to Jerry. Sorry.
No, I'm saying this. I was talking to him, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Kelleher is calm, innit? Like, I know he wants to leave, but he's calm. He's a good keeper. I've got no problems with him, really.
If he makes any mistakes, am I going to cook him because he wants to leave?
No, I wouldn't cook him, but he wants to leave, innit? Like you know the goalkeeper wants to leave, but at the same time, you don't want to leave to like Swansea. He wants to stay in the Prem. So he's gonna still have to put up good performances, innit? From that perspective, well, especially as a keeper, innit? All he has to do is keep the ball at the back of the net, and the clubs are gonna be coming in for him. I know it sounds simple, but that's what he's got to do, innit? So if he does that, gets clean sheets, it just looks better on him, innit? It doesn't matter if the team doesn't win the game, he just needs to keep a clean sheet. As long as he's doing his job, you'll be fine. So good keeper, good head on him. Yeah, man. It's calm.
Who goes right back for you guys for this one?
Trent.
All right, so Trent, no Bradley, no rotation.
Trent.
As right back.
No, I'm asking because the man
as
said
a right back in this game.
How we need to rotate, man, them don't want to play Bradley.
I don't believe in this rotation stuff, man. You rotate.
Yeah, I keep telling you, it's mad overrated, bro.
It's overrated. This whole rotation idea is like, yeah, bro, you rotate when you have to, innit?
Last time we won the league, we didn't rotate the back four. Just didn't.
Big up. Chat, you say Trent as well, I guess. Everyone's going to probably say Trent.
Keller had 2 good international games, by the way. I know they got beat, but he did play well in both those games. So England, he was unbelievable.
Big up to Chris as well in the building. Who goes left back, lads?
Robbo.
I don't want Robbo in the team anymore.
Jesus.
Scares me, man.
I'll be honest, just like the goalkeeper situation, your options are not that great. So I'll just go.
They're not great, are they? It is a concern for me. Tsimikas.
Jay, what are you thinking?
What, for left back?
Yeah.
It's just Robbo, innit?
You man don't sound no enthusiasm when it comes to the left back. You man good.
No, I'm calm. Robbo, innit? But for me, he started off like pre-season well. But that performance that he did there with just the choices, like the shots with his right foot and stuff, it just annoyed me, innit? So for me, for that, he just needs to go back to the bench.
Everyone's kind of gone. Well,
he provided a good assist.
Most of you guys in the chat said he won Tsimikas, bro. And Robbo's washed Hollywood. Jesus.
Robbo's washed.
What's Robbo done wrong? That's what I want to find out.
Lad. I don't know.
What's he done wrong?
I think
he can't take instructions.
Well, he's been doing them. Hence why he starts every game.
Just doesn't understand what Slot wants them to do. Like he's always out of position.
Robertson doesn't seem like the individual where Slot's telling him what to do and he don't understand it. I'm sorry. That you can use that argument with certain other players in the squad. He looks like he's one of the more intelligent ones.
Trent goes, mate. Like Trent goes, Robbo stays. But Robbo goes, Trent goes, Nottingham Forest score.
Well, then isn't that on Trent then? Because if Robbo stays,
Trent always goes.
Well, then that's on Trent, then, isn't it? If you're saying that when Trent goes, Robbo stays, but then when Robbo goes, Trent goes, that's Trent's fault then.
No, but we look at the heat map. We look at the heat map on previous games, and Robbo should be as the centre back. Like he should be next to the centre backs.
But the instructions change per game, so the instruction for that game could have been different.
They could not have been instructions for Robbo to be in the opposition's penalty area every single time in the game against Forest. That could not have been instructions.
But if you look at what he did with Feyenoord, sometimes that's what was happening with their fullback. They tuck in to give us the advantage in the middle of the park.
He was cooked after like 30 minutes.
Okay, let me ask you this then. If you're saying that, right, and obviously you're entitled to your opinion. If you're saying that Robbo's played every game bar the AC Milan game, if
look how good we were for AC Milan, mate.
Okay, but if you couldn't take instruction, if he couldn't take instructions, but surely by game week 2, he would have been rotated out because clearly you're not listening to what I'm saying, or game week 3, but he hasn't been.
I mean, Jerry said it. Tsimikas probably plays medicine ball, doesn't he? And has jokes like Nunes. That's what he looks like in training.
Yeah. I just I hear what people are saying about Robbo. And
we need a left back. Simple as that. Like we need a left
yeah, back. And the thing is, if that's what everyone think, that's calm. But right now, for this game, man's playing Robbo regardless. Like I can't do anything in the transfer window right now anyway. So the best option we have is to just play Robbo. Yes, he's got his deficiencies. That's fine, no problem. But I'm not playing Tsimikas. Like no, like Jerry said, you see that game, brother? He was crap in that game against AC Milan. He was actually
Tsimikas live, man.
But Robbo.
All right. In the 6, no one's gonna argue this one. I mean, it's just straightforward, isn't it? Gravenberch plays in there.
We didn't even talk about the centre backs. You just went straight.
No, I'll get to them because there's.
Okay.
I'll get to
no,
them.
I just think we just skip positions and okay.
No, because I wanted to see where the people are at in terms of rotation, innit? Man, them saying we don't want to rotate, we don't want to rotate, but I want to see if a certain man can get back in, and or the guy that fell over in a certain play could play.
What's mad to me with the rotation thing, yeah? I've got there's kids out here, bruv, in academy teams and flipping grassroots football that are playing twice a week, bruv. week out and training
twice in 2 days as well.
But these men need a rotation, what? Because we're 6 games into a season, brother. I don't want any. If you need to rotate now, for me, the preseason's been poor. At this moment in time, it needs to be who's fit and who's firing. Later on down the line, when there's an injury, that's where you want a bench to come in. If there's an injury or if someone's, do you know what I mean, unavailable, ill, not on form, you bring someone else in and they can go and perform, and hopefully they just carry the team on. Why are we rotating for the sake of rotation?
I don't know. But we were happy with Gravenberch, yeah?
100%.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Absolutely fine.
No Endo can step in here and
nope.
Okay, Jesus. All right, fair enough.
He can step out.
Who goes? Who's the 2 with him? Is it Sobo and McAllister? Is it Jones?
I had Jones and Szoboszlai.
Morton.
I forgot we even had him, but I had Jones and Szoboszlai.
Is McAllister injured?
No.
He play again.
McAllister, Szoboszlai.
Yeah.
So no Jones. You want to get Jones involved now or not?
I would play Jones, but I agree with what they just said, which is I think McAllister will play, but I would play Jones instead of McAllister.
I'd play Jones because I like Jones as a player, innit? And I want him to do well, but I don't think, I know McAllister hasn't like pulled up any trees, but I don't think he's been poor, innit? I just think he's been calm. Like, I think everyone's just been like, we've won every game and lost one, innit? Like for me, that doesn't warrant like being dropped. It's a team game. Like we're winning games.
The issue with Jones, and I like Jones as well, by the way, when you throw him straight back into a game, he's got a tendency of getting injured. Like, so maybe just bring him off the bench.
Do you know why I'm asking is because obviously we're playing Bournemouth, and I know no games are easy, but if the squad is good, man, shouldn't you just rotate? Obviously, we know at the back Virgil is going to play, but the reason why I wanted to leave it because I wanted to know you guys' opinion in terms of does Gomez or Kwanzaa gets an opportunity at this state, or Kanate just stays with Virgil?
But why would you rotate though? For what reason?
I don't have a reason. I'm just asking because
games they can play against West Ham.
The rotation thing is the big thing at the moment. Like we need to rest these man. This is the conversation that you'd say the Liverpool fan base are having.
I think in certain positions you might look at that. So midfield would definitely be one area where you'd be like, maybe that argument. At the back, though, I don't feel like that's. I feel like you need to have a back four that just, this is my back four. There has to be a hierarchy at least in the back four. Like there can't be, we can play this guy. Nah, I don't believe in that. Like, we don't play the Pep Guardiola way. He can do that because he has 5 or 6 defenders who all play the same kind of way. So he can kind of, and these times, Inter Milan the other day, I saw Carl walk on the bench. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, so he can do that kind of stuff and still kind of get the same football that he wants to see. We're not at that level. So we can't just rotate Kwanzaa in and rotate Gomez in and get the same football that we want to see at the moment. We might get there. For now, just play Konate and
so Kwanzaa. Do you think Kwanzaa can win his position back yet or not?
No. If Kwanzaa can win his position back, sell Konate, because that's just dumb. Like he shouldn't be able to. He shouldn't even be in a position to win it back. To be honest, he shouldn't. He should never be in a position, because then that means we're overrating Konate to an extreme level, and he's not that good if he's able to win the position back. Because we look at Konate like he's the best, one of the best centre backs in world football. I don't know any of the one of the best centre backs in world football who gets dropped. That's a myth. That can never ever be. So then we're gonna have to drop our expect or what we evaluate Konate at to then say, okay, he's not really that good. He's on the same par as like a Kwanzaa and all of that stuff. Then yeah, fair enough. Then I'm with it. But right now, it should be Konate, Virgil all the time. Really and truly, if I'm being honest.
All right, so
I've said this before. Like, if Kwanzaa and Bradley get 20 games this season, that's enough. They're kids. They're kids.
Right. So Kelleher, Virgil, and Konate we're cool with. Robbo left back, Trent right back, and then in the midfield, Gravers, Sobbo, and McAllister. But we'd say we'd give Jones a run.
I'm not saying these guys are saying. I'm just saying I would give him a run. But if I'm happy with McAllister.
Bring him on.
I'd want to see him because reason why I'd want to see Jones, and this isn't based on like whether he's fit or not, it's because Slot seemed to take a liking to him in pre-season.
Yeah,
like a lot. Where it's one of the players he was speaking about in pre-season. It looked like inside training was just focusing on Jones doing a madness. Even when he's come back now, he's scoring that goal where he's like, I think Slot really likes the profile of player that Jones is. So I'd like to see what Slot can do with him. But does he warrant getting into the team? Not really, because we've been winning games. Like, irrespective of like, you might think like, this player might not be playing as well as he has done before. But you take that jigsaw out the piece, and then it affects the performances of the next player and the next player and the next player, because he's not in there, and they're getting kind of used to what they're doing as a team. Like, team chemistry is important, especially when you're playing week in, week out. So I wouldn't really want to make changes, but if Jones plays, cool. Like, I'm happy from a personal perspective, but that's about it.
Fair enough. Who's on the left for you guys?
Diaz.
I think Cody.
Diaz.
Why Cody and guys? Why Diaz?
Diaz does not warrant to be dropped. I couldn't not like the guy as much as I don't like it. It burns me to say, but he does not deserve to be dropped. He's been fantastic this season. I have to play him.
Okay, man, how you throwing Cody in?
I think Cody deserves another game after the performance he put against AC Milan. I really do. I think Diaz can come on like 60 minutes. Remember, Slot likes to play both his wingers. Like, he constantly substitutes his wingers, so they're all going to get game time.
Yeah, but I don't think, like, from what you're saying, I know Cody had a good game, but he didn't have a game for me where it was like, he has to start. Like I think that's a lot of the fan base have that reactionary kind of feeling. I think when you look at it, yeah, he got an assist. That's great. But I was speaking about it on whose channel was it? Your channel, G, when we were talking about it, or was it Endz? Where when you look at the output, it's like they're similar players, isn't it? Like, in terms of they're not gonna get you. They're not gonna score a goal every single game. They're not gonna do that. But then you got to look at it and like, what does Diaz offer that Cody Gakpo doesn't? And he's probably a bit better 1v1. He's probably a bit more creative. Gakpo's very, very direct, like Rashford-esque. That's someone that, like, in a certain game, like when you're playing against like an AC Milan, it works. When you've got to go and you're playing against a Bournemouth where you've got to be a bit more cute and intricate, that's where Gakpo just gets undone, because all you know he's going to do is cut back in and just put a ball into the box. Very Rashford-esque. Like, I mean, obviously he's performing way better than Rashford, but it's like, if there's no space to like get at you, he's not really going to do that, or he's just taking a shot. And for how good his shot is, he's not like he's scoring bare goals. So Gakpo is good, don't get it twisted, but I need consistency. Diaz has been consistent since pre-season. He's been scoring goals and assisting. Gakpo didn't do anything, and it's just now, this is the first game where he's done all right. Cool. You got a lot more to do to win your place. Like, I don't want the bar to be set where a player has one good performance and now he's in the team. Like, nah, there needs to be like a level, like a barometer where, as G said, it's like, nah, like you perform well. This player's getting dropped as a result of your good performances. Because otherwise, we're saying that Gakpo. Why I don't get, what is Diaz worse than Gakpo died that much, or is Gakpo performing better than Diaz in your opinion? I'm not just talking to you.
No, they're still gonna. I mean, what I'm saying is they're still gonna play a fair amount of football. It's just he splits it. But the only thing about Cody is Cody's a confidence player, and he had a good game and he looked really confident. So I'd kind of continue with that, like, and then Diaz can come on.
Do you think Diaz's confidence will be affected? Do you think after his start? Do you think you don't think Diaz's confidence will be affected by the fact that I started? I don't know about that.
Interesting. Obviously, we know who goes right. This man's going to be right. The player of the month as well, the Standard Chartered player of the month, well deserved. 3 goals, 3 assists. Fantastic, man.
Would we not play Chiesa there?
No.
Why not?
He's not fit enough to start.
You guys, PR answers ready,
bro. Donny got
off the list.
Bro, he got the Fabio Carvalho minutes. That does not scream like a player who's starting the next game. I promise you. I've never seen that man get 1 minute, or sorry, the added time.
One minutes. Touch in, and
he didn't have a pre-season, did he? That apparently.
Yeah.
He was playing with like the kids at Juventus.
All of that.
So he didn't have a pre-season.
But what I did like, though, he does look sharp, man, and I can't wait for him to get.
He looks fast. Did you see how fast he looked when he came on?
Yeah, he just wants to run
rapid.
I think get him the ball, man. I want to see what happens. Man, players and fullbacks going to get cooked, bro. Unpredictability as well. All right, so we know Mo. Big up to Mo. Player of the month. Who starts through the middle then, boys?
Jota.
I want Nunes to start.
Jesus Christ. I've started to think anyone that's like sees this with Nunes after no basis of performance whatsoever, and I'm starting to question people's.
Nah, Jay, we say man can't get a start, then Jay.
Not. You see the Gakpo one? I get it. We've seen something. We've seen a performance. We have not seen anything from him. Anything. Whether that's a cameo, I ain't seen the mad performances. I've seen better performances from flipping Bradley in training, on inside training and that. Yeah, I mean, as a forward, like he's done nothing. The most I've seen him is him throw a medicine ball over his head a couple of times and laugh.
This medicine ball thing that you keep talking about, bro.
Sorry, man. I threw a grenade in there, didn't I? Sorry. Nah, Jota.
You know what? I want to see the world burn at times, man. You know, I'd love to just see Nunes start, but I know he's not going to start. Yeah, I'd start Jota as well, man. He might as well just run it, man.
Sorry, Jerry.
Chemistry between the three and just keep going, man. But Nunes does deserve a game eventually. And what, as I said,
we got the cup game next. We got a cup game next.
You know what it is?
I mean, the way we're talking, there's not going to be any like first team players in this cup game.
No, if you don't rotate too much in the cup game, then I wouldn't mind it as such. If you want to give the guy the best opportunity, you got to put him with the best lineup in it just to see what happens. I'm not saying we have to do it, but I'd rather that than a mad rotating team: Tsimikas, Bradley, Gomez, Kwanzaa, Watari. Do you know what I mean? Like Jones.
But don't you think he'd be able to go and step up there, like and
try and be the main man? Performance-wise, yeah, I think he will. But it's always gonna be based around goals, in it. And I'm not saying that these men ain't good enough to create opportunities. They will be, but obviously we know it's not going to be as good as having the Mo's and the Diaz's and the McAllisters and the Sobos and the Gravenberch in the team to create those opportunities, or the Trent. Obviously, there's a slight drop-off when the other guys come in, so he's not going to get the best opportunity to do that. But performance-wise, if he does the basics, he has to do the basics if he's going to play with these guys. But obviously, I want to see him score some goals as well, because I know that's what most, if not all, Liverpool fans merit him on or measure him on. It's not your hold-up play. It's not this. It's going to be, bro, we need you to score goals because you've been lacking in that area in terms of being clinical. So that's what they'll be asking him for.
You know it's mad as well, yeah. We got to remember, bro. Slot just come. So it's not like Klopp knows the players. He knows what chemistry is good with, like, if he was to rotate like this team and blah, blah, blah. Slot doesn't know that for this style of football anyway. So you're right. It might not even be a heavily rotated team against West Ham. And I feel like the fan base, in their minds, they're thinking, because I've seen people put it up, oh, Liverpool are a good first team, second team. Yeah, this is our cup team. This is our FA Cup team. And yeah, we can play. I'm like, it does not work like that, bro. Like, we're not going to just go 11 players going to just be rotated out, because Slot isn't going to try and, I'm only assuming, I don't feel like he's going to look at it and think, yeah, let me rotate the whole 11 and then try and see how they can. No, he's not going to do that. He's going to play some of these first team players in games like this, because he needs to see what works with certain pieces. And on top of that, brother's trying to win. He ain't trying to look like some idiot and then rotate and then lose. And then now everyone's on his neck, like, oh, why did you do this? Like, he's got a big job, what he's trying to do. So this idea that people have about rotate, I said it at the beginning of the season, I don't feel like players are going to play as much games as you think they're going to play. And when I say that, and when I'm saying that, I'm saying start games, not just because Gakpo's played 5 games this season technically, but we know that they've all been substitute games.
Minutes on that, blood. So
but
I get the appearance.
That's my point. That's why when K-Mac was saying, like, oh yeah, but you know, there's plenty of minutes. Diaz could just get given to Gakpo. What? You think Gakpo's going to want to come off after 45 minutes? And then what?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's just not going to happen.
70. So Gakpo, knows Diaz now, after his performance, is going to be looking at it like, right, I've only got 20 minutes left of the game. Like, do you know what I mean? Like that. That's the way it is. I don't think, unless, for me, you don't break what doesn't need to be fixed. You don't fix what's not broken. Sorry, you don't fix what's not broken. So it's like, we've lost one game in it. So right at this moment in time, you could just put that down to like an off day, and you can have that. Every other game we've won and we've looked decent enough. We look good. So why am I rotating in it? So even like a Jones, I'd love to see Jones. I'd love to see Bradley as well. I like Bradley a lot. I'd love to see Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa's my guy, but why are you coming in? Why are you coming in? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, this.
Quick question. If you're the manager or coach or head coach or whatever, yeah, you're the head coach. We've just gone away to AC Milan and played our best football. We had 20 chances in that game, 20 shots. I think it was like 17 on target, like really battered them. That's an AC Milan team. They had 2 shots, 1 on target the whole game. Why wouldn't you just play the same team? Like, seriously. I know you said broke, not, you know, why we trying to fix something that's not broken. But we just literally had our best game against the best team that we played this season by a country mile. Like, AC Milan are miles better than any of the teams we just played. Like, on paper.
Say no on paper, but on form they've been terrible.
No, I get that, but you can only play what's in front of you. And
exactly. No, exactly.
They are quite possibly our toughest away game in the Champions League as well.
Maybe so on paper.
No, battered them.
No, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't say maybe so on paper, but I thought they were poor though. Like, AC Milan looked poor. Like like Atalanta looked miles better than them. Like, miles better than them.
But did we not make them look poor? Like,
no, I just think they were
what
poor.
We did.
You're talking about Leao. What did he do individually? Was poor. Teo Hernandez, what did he do? Poor. You're looking at Pulisic, apart from the goal, what did he do in the game? He was poor. They were all poor. Magnon looked like, do you know what I mean? Like, he looked all right a couple of times. Obviously, he got injured. Tomori was all over the place at times. He was running around like a madman. Like, they weren't like a good unit. We've faced a better AC Milan team in recent years. I don't look at this AC Milan team and think, yeah, like, they're so good. It's like, yeah, they're a name. It's a good away day. But like, if United went and faced them, if it ended up a draw, if United won, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be too surprised. I'd be like, yeah, all right, cool.
I mean, they've got 3 players that a lot of the chat would sign in a heartbeat, maybe even 4 that you'd sign in a heartbeat for Liverpool. So
I think, but we could run.
Bad.
I think you could run through the Premier League and probably find 3 players from more or less every Premier League team and probably say it's signed. I don't think it's been our best game this season anyway, to be honest. I think the United game was way better than that game.
Way better.
But it was a good game, and I hear what K-Mac saying in terms of, not changing it, but what was the changes? All he actually did, all he changed was actually just Gakpo and Tsimikas. So really, to be fair, I wouldn't be that mad if that was the team that you then put out. Obviously, Allison will not play as well. So let's say that's 3 changes he makes, right? I wouldn't be that mad, to be honest, if he played that same team, to be fair, because it's really the same team that we've seen, bar Cody, Gakpo, and things.
Just the left side.
Yeah, it's just the left side. So you know what, you might have a point. I wouldn't be too mad, but I do think Diaz and Robertson will just come back in, kind of thing. They've had their rest, they've had a timeout, and to be honest, like I said, Tsimikas was crap in that game, so definitely want him to come out.
Man, live G, bro. Let's use nicer words, man.
He was not very good in the game.
Just to recap, so we've got Kelleher in goal, Virgil and Ibu carries on where they're at. Robbo, even though people don't like him, he's going to be playing left back. Trent, Gravenberch in the midfield with Sobo and Mac. And then up front, it was Diaz, Jota, and Nunes. No, I'm joking. And Salah. That's going to be played up there still. Guys, let's get it, man. Score predictions and goal scorers. What are you guys thinking? G, start with you, broski. Score prediction and the goal scorers.
2-1, and I think Salah double.
Interesting. Chat, jump in, man. Throw your score predictions in there. K-Mac, going to you next, bro.
2-0, Diaz 2.
I thought you said Gakpo starting. So either he starts in his pants and Diaz has got to come on and save the day, or he gets injured. So I don't know.
Big up, Lord.
2-0, Diaz and Jota.
I'll get to that after.
I can say what want to play, but it won't happen, will it?
Lisa and Jerry.
3-0.
Big up, Murray. 3-0.
3-0.
He's scoring them goals.
Sobo, Diaz.
Back-to-back games, Sobo, yeah? I hear it, bro.
Yeah, Sobo, Diaz, Jota.
He needs a goal, Jota, bro. Can't be getting 6 games. Just 1 goal, bro. He needs a goal still. For confidence, G. Don't smirk, bro. For confidence. I'm just saying.
Wow, that's really specific. And a Mac 10 volley from deep. Wow.
Let me smirk, bro.
Yeah. Because we can't have our striker getting games without scoring, bro. You know what I mean? Somebody's might start cooking.
Hey, listen, like I said, these times I watched Firmino score like 8 or 10 goals in a season. No one better than Ireland at that boy. So,
hey, but none of us said he's the most clinical in the team, blood. I mean, we just knew his role.
Very true.
Need my clinical man to be, you know what I mean? Scoring goals. I'm gonna go 2-0. Let's see. Salah will score. Chiesa off the bench.
What with them Fabio Carvalho minutes? But he ain't scoring.
Yeah, he might get. Come on, bro. He's gonna get about 20, I reckon. 25. He'll get about 25.
All right. Well, let's have a not a bet, but how long do you think Chiesa will get to me? You're saying 25.
I reckon 25.
I'm gonna say
10.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 10.
Maybe 7. Maybe 7.
Yeah. You know, like I feel like it'll be like the 83rd minute. Like
you get ready at 10, and then by the time the ball goes off, the guy puts his shin pads on, the ball goes up, the guy comes off, he's got like 6.5 minutes left of running around.
He'll be stood on the touchline for like 10 minutes, and then he'll come on for like 5.
Because he's gonna be down the pecking order of like let's say this front 3 starts, right? Like the one that we just picked. I feel like obviously we don't know how the game's gonna go, but I feel like say Gakpo and Nunes would come on before him anyway. I don't feel like you're gonna switch him into it unless the game is like 1.
But hold on, but you see, why is Chiesa not getting more minutes though? Like I hear the fact that you're saying he's unfit, but you know it's not like he's been injured, innit? You know when we said Arthur, you just got injured straight away. My regardless of whether he had the preseason with the first team or not, he still must have had a preseason. Like he would have known he's playing football. Like every player would have had a preseason. He's come to Liverpool. The whole international break, man was just at Liverpool as well, just running around. He missed the first game. That game back, went in the squad. He was then he obviously got minutes at AC Milan. What's wrong with him?
Minutes.
Is he not? Is he not?
Maybe it's the Nunes conundrum.
His cool down was longer. Don't try it, bro. His cool down was longer than man's minutes.
Is he not good then? Is he just
no?
Not
He
good?
is good. Of course he is.
Do you think Slot's looking at him? No, because if he was good, wouldn't Slot be like, you know what? Even like 10 minutes. Like, I know he's not going to be fit. I was going to tell him, bruv, just get on the ball, just do what. Man's giving him 2 minutes, like he's a retired professional, bruv. Like, we just got him there for training.
I think this game will give us a very big, not a big indication.
He said he wasn't match fit, though.
Yeah.
He literally said he wasn't match fit. Like, he said.
But then again, how'd you get match fit?
No, but he weren't match fit. But I'm not asking him to play the whole match. I'm asking him to play. You're not 10 minutes fit. Bruv,
it's a good point. No, it is a good point.
Maybe the situation didn't arise where he could have given him the minutes in that particular moment. Maybe, I don't know.
You said that Salah would score. Endz. I did hear that, by the way.
Yeah, of course. My guy.
So is he going to get any flowers at the end of the game by any chance?
As long as his performance is good, bro.
Okay,
I told you, bro. It's not for me. It's not. Oh yeah, because you put the ball in the back of it. I need performances.
Did you know as well that Salah scored 9 goals against Bournemouth in his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games?
That's what picked him to score, bro. And he's got their record. But he did go one.
I'd mention that one. I thought I'd mention that one.
So this is Jamrock saying there was some bad takes today. So we've had a ton of data of many of our players and their injury record, especially the players that got soft tissue injuries frequently. You rotate to preempt injuries, not because of them. Yeah, but that would make sense if Klopp's team was still involved. It's Arne Slot with new backroom staff, and that's why our training is different to stop these type of injuries. So I would get if the same regime stayed and we had the data, and then we just carried on doing the things the same way, then I could understand like, oh yeah, I'm going to be panicking if we don't rotate because we can clearly see something's wrong. I'm sure Arne and his team has come in and gone, right, what's going on with this? Why do we keep getting these type of injuries? Let's change up the way we do things, which then would ideally stop us getting those, these injuries that we're getting. And maybe that's what we see them doing a lot more strength and conditioning work. We never saw that. Maybe it was there, but we never got to see it. But now we're seeing it up close. We're seeing that these men are working a lot more on the strength and conditioning side instead of just doing rondos and all those stuff. So I don't think you need to rotate at the moment, bro. Like Arsenal play their 2 centre-backs every game that they're fit. You don't need to rotate them.
Yeah, I think you're talking about game week 7. Like, or 5, 6, whatever it is we played.
5 in the Premier League and
1, so 6. So you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it calls for any level of rotation, regardless of the players who are injury prone, kind of thing. Because then that's like us saying, well, why haven't we rotated Ali? And Ali just got injured. Like, you never know when these things are going to happen. Do you get? I hear what you're saying, though, Jam. 100%, I hear what you're saying. But you're talking about a new manager who's just come into the team. He hasn't got the luxury of Pep Guardiola or Mikel Arteta, where he knows this team inside out and he knows exactly what each player can do in this system. So, and he also knows, the injury records. Like, he hasn't got that kind of data, unfortunately. He's got data from, as Endz said, the old regime of those kind of players. So when we're then talking about now, I feel like it's going to be difficult for him to say, yeah, let's just rotate this guy and rotate that guy. And to be fair, he did rotate. Against AC Milan, he dropped Robertson and he dropped Luis Diaz. So he's doing it, I guess. Maybe it's not enough. Some people want more. But for me, I'm like, nah, I never want to be in a team that has too many rotations. Like I keep saying, there's only one team in the world probably who can do that. And that's Manchester City, because they have the quality to say, I can put Kyle Walker on the bench or Akanji or Stones. We do not have that level of quality to be trying to move snobbish with, let's just rotate this guy. We don't have that quality.
Yeah, he doesn't have the data. You're right. He doesn't have the data in terms of what his methods that he's brought in is the cause of something. He doesn't have that data yet. His only data is until something comes up, then he could probably go, okay, cool. What we've been doing here isn't working for him, but what we've been doing for him, it's obviously fixed the issue because he's not getting those injuries no more, or getting those injuries that's keeping him out for long periods of time. So until that comes up, the manager is going to do what he wants to do, and we don't necessarily need the rotations until an issue pop up. if there does, because he might go, do you know what we're doing here works, and it's working well for these men. Because the prime suspects in these injuries are always Alisson. You'd say Alisson, Ibu, Jota. I don't think anyone else in the team frequently gets injured as like muscular injuries. Jota was calf, thigh, all that. Ibu, thigh, calf. And then Alisson's always a hamstring. Apart from that, I can't think of anyone that Curtis from time to time just seems to pick up these random knocks. But those are the three main concerns that always somehow gets injured, and then it affects the season going forward. So if we can keep those three as fit as possible, we can.
So with the Ali injury, I've just want to ask the question in case anybody knows. Someone said that this happened before the Forest game.
Yeah, I did. That's what
that's
Arne
on international duty. So that's on international duty.
I think he said in the game before the Milan game. So it would have been the Forest one.
So he got injured in the Forest game, or did he take the injury into the Forest game?
But he didn't elaborate on it, bro. He just said he felt something.
I'll tell you what, if that's another injury from international duty that we brought back, and obviously
it would have been
made it worse.
He would have said it was from international.
Yeah,
and I can't remember
that rotation thing as well. You said, does that mean that if Ali's not back for the next game, so the next Premier League game, so to speak, not this one but the one after, does that mean that we play Jaros against West Ham? Because we certainly don't want to get Keller injured.
I think Keller will stick in goal.
Keller will stick in goal.
I don't see the point in playing Jaros in that game, to be honest. Well, like, you just keep Keller.
If we haven't got Ali back for the next Premier League game, then we'll want Keller to be.
Yeah,
but be in the firing line for getting injured in the West Ham game.
Yeah, no, but
the
whole point of having second choice goalkeepers for this situation right here, I think I mean, I don't know what he's going to do, so I could just be chatting shit, but I just don't see a situation where he says, let's say Ali doesn't come back. I just don't see a situation where he's like, okay, yeah, Jaros, you go and go for the cup game. Like, really? Like, this is the third choice goalkeeper. In fact, this is probably a goalkeeper he probably never wants to use ever, unless in a mad situation where Keller does get injured. You're like, well, you have to use him. I think he's that type of goalkeeper, not, he's going to be used as, I think Keller, he can just keep playing all the games until Alisson's back. You just play every game that we've got.
Like he did last season, to be fair, when Ali got injured, we never drew for the third goalkeeper. Keller just played in goal. Final thoughts, man. G, what's your final thoughts, man, going into this game, bro? What do you want to see? What you don't want to see?
I just want to see. I don't want to see what I saw against Forest. I think that's the main thing, which is a lack of patience against a certain type of team. If Bournemouth play that way, I just want to. I want the team to start understanding that you need to be patient in certain moments, and the time will come to score a goal. When that time comes, you'll score the goal. Do you know what I mean? I have faith that you guys can do that. You get what I mean? So yeah, but as long as I see that, or as long as I don't see that, should I say, then I think that the game should be calm. To be honest, I don't envisage problems, but hey, I said we beat Forest like 3-0, so what do I know? You know what I mean? What do I know?
Oh, we went lower this week, bro. I went 2-0, bro. What did you go?
Yeah, that's why I'm keeping the scorelines low. Like, I'm not trying to.
And also, G, have you got anything popping up today, tomorrow? Anything out that the people need to know?
Today, obviously, I dropped the Euro Club fourfold earlier on. Tomorrow, I've already recorded it, so tomorrow I'll have the preview for the game. I'll post it out like early doors before if there's a 12:30 kickoff, I'll post it just before that. And then on my other channel, man, I've just like finished recording like at least like 6 or 7 videos, so I'll post them out over the next like few days. So yeah, just make sure you guys keeping it GTV and GTVFC. We'll catch me now.
Appreciate it. K-Mac, what are you looking forward to this game? What you don't want to see?
So
also tell the people what you've got coming out.
I just want us to I want us to not concede. I want us to be a bit more patient. I want our left backs and right backs to be more in the game and using the game plan, because if they don't, then we've got another Forest on our hands, because we need one to stick and one to go, like not both go. Like, and I haven't gone for a high score either. went for a high score of Forest. The Forest, I don't think you're ever going to see that Forest game again. I just don't. Like, I think we've got a coach that will just nip that in the bud. That was a one-off. Like, I've never seen everybody play so bad. Like that was just a mad game. It just was. Everyone was crap. I've got a show with Jamie tonight at 8, and I might do a match preview depending on time. And I'll put my link in the chat as well. I'm on the road to 1,000. So big up everyone that's tuned in as well, and thanks for having me on.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it, guys. Make sure you go and subscribe to his channel. Get him to that 1,000.
And make sure you hit the subscribe to everybody else's in here as well. Jerry's and Cheese as well.
Jay, you back? I know he said he was gone for a minute. See if he's back. If he's not back, but pretty much for me, man, he's the exact same, bro. I want another clean sheet, man. I just want us to be difficult to beat. If we're, you know what I mean? I didn't like, obviously, that we lost 1-0 because it was just a meaty performance by some of the players, not all of them. And the goal we conceded, bro, it was easily avoidable. So just go back to what we was doing, man. Keeping clean sheets, creating opportunities and scoring some goals, man. And then hopefully the fans will be on it as well, man. As I heard, Slot spoke about it as well. Obviously, it's down to them. He was saying down to us to create the atmosphere for them to have something to celebrate. But on days when the guys ain't up for it or they're not, doing well, then obviously we need you to kind of create that kind of environment for the boys to feed off of. So pretty much exactly what we spoke about when we did the last chill zone, man. But listen, guys, man, big up to you guys for tuning in as always, man. If you haven't already, please like the video, man, and subscribe to all the Mandem's channel. And then, yeah, I think I am going to be on Jamie's channel today, 8 o'clock. He's got a debate, so I'll be there to keep it level-headed and keep it grounded. And then I wanted to do a members-only video, a live one. So I might do it, if not after that stream. I'll do a little Q&A. We can chop it up, man, and have a conversation. If not, I'll do it tomorrow at some point. Obviously, we got the call-in as well tomorrow, guys. So if you haven't, call in, man. Let us know your feelings in it. For that show, I try and stay out the chat as much because I want you guys to jump in, click the link, and come and have a conversation with me, Sav, and whoever else is going to be on the panel for tomorrow. It's always an interesting conversation, man. Let us know how you feel, and then we can go from there. But G, K-Mac, the chat, and Jerry, man, as always, lads, man, big up, man, and I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day coming in, man. But yeah, man, hopefully Liverpool can win the game. If they don't win, I know everyone's head's going to be missing again and be crying and stuff like that. So I need a clean sheet, simple win, 3 points. But big up, man. Catch you guys in a bit. Peace.
Big up, man.
Right.